Hey there, YouTube. It's your trainer, Mandee, here at Sunny Health and Fitness. Before we get started on our 15-minute Treadpad workout, I'm gonna need for you to hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, and grab your training shoes. Let's walk. All right, fam, first thing we're gonna do is get the warm up on. We are not on the Treadpad yet. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little leg swing in. So I want you to find stability on the outside foot, and we're just gonna swing the inside foot for a few repetitions. Start to tap into that breathing, big inhale, and let it out. Switching sides, now I take that inside foot to balance, outside foot gets a little swing, just starting to get a little bit of single leg stability, but also getting a little bit of ambulation through the leg. Turn to face your tread pad, and we're gonna go out to in across the hip, almost like a little soccer kick sweep. So I'm feeling that abductor and adductor of the hip. One more time on this foot. And then we're gonna switch the legs. If for any reason this balance element is too much, feel free to hold a wall so you feel like you're still getting a great warm up. Last one here. And then I'm gonna come back to facing you because I don't like facing the side of the room, and we're gonna get into some squats. So getting into those hips nice and deeply, and then of course squeezing the seat at the top. Last one. And let's move into some hinges, feeling that stretch through the hamstrings, and then tucking the seat. Let's breathe in and let it out. Last one here on the hinge. And then final bit of our warm up, we get a torso twist and a side lean. Okay, let the games begin. Now, before we actually get on to the tread pad, safety first. So you see, I'm gonna clip myself to this magnetic piece. Then I'm going to safely step onto the tread pad outer edges. I'm not on the actual tread. Go ahead and hit play. You're gonna hear it count down to 1. It'll automatically start you at a half point of speed. So feel free to hop on the tread pad, and we're gonna pick up the pace right away to something a little bit more intense, because obviously this is just getting onto the tread pad and feeling comfortable and safe. All right, so we're reviewing our best practices here. Give yourself a little room. I know I'm short, so I oftentimes am cheating myself to the front. Give yourself room to stride out. We'll have 2 3-minute blocks on the hill, and we'll have 1 3-minute block on the flat. So that'll be really fun, little differences in feeling of incline. We got about 30 seconds left on the warm-up, so go ahead and amp up your speed. Yet again, I was at about a 1, now I'm at a 1.6. So it doesn't have to be anything super fast, but you're starting to kind of feel the rhythm of right and left balance. Okay, so we're clipped in, we've got our handle. I'm gonna put it around my wrist for ease of use, and let's get into our first block. I'm gonna have you incline all the way up to our max, which is 6, and I'm gonna have you pick up your speed all the way to max, which is 3.5. We spend 3 minutes here, so we'll be cooking. As we do that incline, I'm gonna pitch my upper body slightly forward, almost like I'm kind of climbing up a hill, because I literally am. But I'm also keeping my knees soft, and I'm keeping my foot strike light. As you're moving through this, let's tap into that diaphragmatic breath. Pulling the air in through the nose, and letting it out forcefully through the mouth. Imagining there's this tea candle about 8 feet in front of your tread pad, and you're trying to blow it out. So let's do that together. Deep breath in, picture the tea candle, let it out. Good, again, deep breath in, let it out. You can feel that force of the exhale igniting the core group. That basically marries our lower body to our upper body. One more breath in, and let it out. All that breath work now supports us in feeling a little bit more ready. I don't know about you, but I am starting to feel much warmer than I did when I was on the ground. We're just over our halfway mark of our 3-minute hill. Can you do a talk test? Meaning, can you have a conversation with a neighbor or on FaceTime or something. I'm just making this up. If you are going to breathless, slow down. I'm moving max. I feel good here. I can have a conversation, right? If that's not you, bring it back a little bit because we're going to do this twice. So maybe on the second round, you pick it up. But it has to be doable. So we've got about 45 seconds left. And in our next block, we'll be playing with footwork. There'll be 3 minutes on a flat, much slower than this. So it's almost like a little break from the hill where we'll move with ankle mobility and foot stability, really working on our foot strike. All right, team. Check in on the shoulders, nod the head, wiggle the fingers and toes. We're gonna be bumping it down in roughly 10 seconds. So have your remote ready to go. We're gonna bump that incline down first. We're all the way back down to 0. Excuse me, 1. And then I'm gonna bring my speed down. I wanna go slow, so I'm gonna go 1.5. Once I'm at 1.5, the first challenge with the feet is gonna be a model walk. This is where we cross our hip. So look down for a moment. See if you can press to the big toe every time you take your step. It doesn't have to be exaggerated, but see if you can cross that heel in front of the opposite ankle. If you need to look down or use a mirror, that's great. This works inner thighs. It also challenges our stability because we're working across the midline. Think curtsy lunge. You're crossing that midline with the foot. We're just going backwards versus forwards. Nice. Next on the list, we have a wide walk. So I'm gonna walk normal for just a moment to kind of catch myself. And then I want us to bring our feet towards the edges and start to find a little bit of a bend at the knees, almost like a little squat walk. So just careful, right? It's easy to kind of run into the string. You might want to just kind of push it out with a finger. Nice. And when I'm landing heel to toe on this wide walk. My chest is still lifted. I'm moving at a pace that feels challenging, but super doable. And again, this speed could be much slower. Say, for example, you've never done this before and it's a little bit like, what? Feel free to move it to 1 mile an hour versus 1.5. These are just guidelines. Now we'll be moving into our last challenge, and that's gonna be a staccato step. So we're gonna emphasize calf engagement and ball mound spread. All right, so lifting up, and I'm on these little staccato steps. Now I could make it a little ballistic like this, or I could stick to the walk. So this is safer. It's a little bit easier on the joint. And then this is gonna be a little more fiery in the musculature, but also a little bit more impactful on the joint. So this is, again, practitioner's choice. I wanna kind of throw at you lots of different options so you feel included, right? We're all coming from different body history, walk of life, etc. So we're on to our last few moments with our footwork on the flat. Of course, we have our second block of hill work coming. So do this last few moments of the staccato steps. Heels are off the mat or the pad. And then we're gonna go ahead and walk normal. And go ahead and incline rise to 6. Then once I've got it at 6, you know the drill. I'm amping that speed all the way up to the max. I'm on my second round of hill walk. How can I apply some of the footwork that I just wrapped up to have a more integral foot strike in my second hill phase? Maybe I use my arms a little more rigorously to get myself up that hill. Maybe I start to lean and contract through my abdominal wall. In this instance, I'm still leading with my heart, but I'm also leaning with my chest. So if, say for example, I had a little camera right to the profile of my body, you would see it's like I'm hiking up a hill. That's what we're trying to emulate on this tread pad work. Are you sweating yet? I'm just starting to feel this glow. But I'll tell you, this feels very home-based for me. I feel like I could repeat this workout for sure. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Still have plenty of time, so don't you get excited about being done too soon. Or if you're me, be sad about being done in like 4.5 minutes. Good, check in on your breath. Can you hear your landing? Maybe I can get a little lighter on my feet. Okay, all we have left is about a minute and some change. So stay the course, apply the breath, work the abs, close the eyes if you'd like. That's a challenge of your balance. Obviously, we don't have bars to hold us. So if that doesn't feel safe, don't listen to that cue. I gotta look at you. How are you doing on your space between you and the front of the pad? Just caught myself basically eating the display with my toes. Okay, we're on our final half of a minute. Really let it shine now. Really let your body take it and run with it, or walk uphill with it. Posture matters. If you're always looking down, how does that affect the neck and how heavy the head feels on the axis? Finish line is coming. Last few strides, 3, 2, and bring your incline down to 1. Once I'm down to 1, reduce the speed to 1. 1 to 2, I'm tending to kind of favor 1.5. So, hear your breathing right now. Is it labored? Can you physically feel your chest rising and falling? Let's just take one more clearing breath in as we continue to walk. Let it all out. Now, our last bit of footwork, if you're interested, just rolling to the outer edges and inner edges of the feet. So I'm working that ankle mobility ever so gently on these last few moments, walking. The rest of this will be standing next to the tread pad. This is 3, 2, walk normal, and then go ahead and bring your speed down. Hit pause. And then that should essentially turn the tread pad off, quote unquote. It's paused. I'm gonna clip out, and I'm gonna step to the side of my mat. Nice. Okay, moving into our stretching. Cross one ankle over. We're gonna stick out the hip of the opposing to stretch the IT and lean across the body. Breathe in. And then on the exhale, return, uncross. We'll recross with the opposite foot in the front, which means the back foot hip slides to the side, and I take the arm overhead. IT band stretch. Whenever we're on an incline, glutes work a little bit more, so we're getting that target of the outer hip, our glute med. Come back through the center. Next up, we've got a forward fold. So in the forward fold, I'm gonna grab for the elbows, let my head descend, stretch the neck, and just start to sway the upper body from right to left. Nice little low back release. Let's take it one more time across the hips. And the other side, we're turning through center. Release the clasp of the elbows, tuck the chin, and roll your way to stand. Excellent. From here, I'm gonna move through a hamstring stretch. First thing I'll do is drive the heel into the floor and shift my weight back. I'm gonna reach down and pull. Dynamic hamstring, last one. Switch the legs. So I'm gonna bring it into the hamstring of the opposite foot, shift back, reach and pull. Giving my glutes a little stretch at the same time and engagement as I rise. Excellent. Now from here, I'm gonna get to my quads. So finding balance on one foot, bringing the other heel in, and drawing the inner thighs together with a slight pelvic tuck. I'm gonna do that one more time. Just tuck your pelvis underneath you. Switch your sides, find the balance, find a steady focal point. I like to hold my hips. It gives me a little bit more wherewithal as to what's going on with that psoas. And last but certainly not least, we're gonna stretch the calves on the tread pad. So I'm feeling that back side of the leg this last few moments, and switch your feet. Team, that's all we had written for the day, 15 minutes on the tread pad. My name is Mandee, this is YouTube, and this is Sunny Health and Fitness. We'll see you so soon. Great job. If you've enjoyed this workout, I invite you to follow me on the SunnyFit app. There, you'll find more classes from me. I teach Pilates, cycling, rowing. I'm on the treadmill, so come find me, plus me and many more from all of our other amazing Sunny trainers. If you haven't downloaded the SunnyFit app yet, click on the link in the description below so we can work out together. Yeah? Yeah.